It's a new month, which means more knockouts and regional indie MMA highlights are coming your way. And this week is another memorable one because we have so many one-punch KOs that they almost completely took over the video. But we also have a submission of the week that is yet again something I don't believe I've ever seen before, and some back-and-forth wars that end in a very surprising fashion. But first, let's jump to our fan comment of the week, and this week it goes to Dane K, who said, "The only thing controversial about that fight is the haircut," which is in reference to this video from last week that made the thumbnail where it appears he fakes this walk-off, only to come back and surprise him with this blow. Which about 99% of you all agreed this wasn't dirty, so I'm glad we're all in agreement there. But I don't know, Dane, I think the haircut's working for him. What is going on, everyone? It's the Casual, Lawton Veerkant, and this is Caposa's Corner. Kicking us off this week, we're heading to Extreme Fighting Championship 94 in South Africa, where we have two fights to show you. For the first, we have a lightweight matchup that sees Elvis Ngwala with a 2-4 record and in the white shorts, and his opponent, Gwaylor Sandi, has an even 2-2 record and is in the black shorts. So this was the third fight on this card, and the two prior to this were finished in the first round, so let's see if these guys can stick with that theme for this one.
Kicked it by Elvis. And he's coming up against a natural finish. Oh, beautiful right knockout from Sandi.
Oh, yeah, they can. And he almost probably killed him had this head kick while he was falling landed, but thankfully it didn't. But talk about a fight-ending blow. The first straight and jab didn't connect, but this follow-up right hook does. But notice it almost seems like it catches him under or even slightly behind the ear. But wherever it hit, it just absolutely turned the lights off, and Sandi claims this win. We love starting off these videos with the first round KO, so congrats to Sandi on this win and for improving his record to 3-2. For our second fight at EFC 94, we have the co-main event, which is a flyweight bout that sees Magno Alves sitting at an 4-10 record, and he's taking on Saludin Plotgis, who only has a 2-1 record, but has an 11-3 amateur record where he's competed in IMAF back in 2018 and 2019. And unlike the last fight, this one actually makes it to the third round, and with just over a minute left, it's honestly not looking too good for Alves as he's taking some huge shots, but we all know this is MMA, so things can change in an instant.
The power's gone. Oh, it's a beautiful left for Paul. It's Saludin Plotgis, he's out.
And sure enough, they did. A left hook from hell while he was looking rocked, but hey, if it works, it works. And man, this one did because it sends Plotgis down and out to the canvas. And I couldn't find an update as to how he's doing now, but he actually had to be stretched out of the cage, so we are hoping that he's doing fine now and has a speedy recovery. But talk about some fighting spirit. Alves was looking like he couldn't take many more shots, and thankfully this left hook connects because I'm not sure he was going to win that one unless something like this happened. What a comeback though, and a highlight victory for him as he secures this win, improving his record to 5-10. Now we're going to take a look at Octagon 33, where it is time to look at Caposa's hand-picked prospect of the week. Here we have the lightweight main event that has former champion Ivan Bushinger in the black shorts with a 39-7 record, and he vacated the belt last year when he went and won the Octagon featherweight belt. And yeah, he also used to be the Cage Warriors and M1 champion, and kind of famously lost to Conor McGregor in his last Cage Warriors fight before he went to the UFC, but he's not our prospect. This guy is Losena Kita in the white shorts and who just has an 8-0 professional record. Now, this one we are also cursed with minimal footage, so just take a look real quick. Yeah, talk about a beatdown. He was relentless with this pace, and, well, it paid off. So let's talk. You're now looking at your new Octagon MMA lightweight champion, who is sitting at a very nice 9-0 record, but before coming to this promotion, he was dominating his opponents in World Fighting League. 4 of his past 5 fights all ended via KO TKO, which they resembled this fight with him just putting the heat on, and usually securing a first-round finish. So now that he has a win over a former champion of multiple organizations, and who had a very impressive record like the 39-7 we just saw, yeah, I think it's safe to say Kita is going to be on some major promotions radar now, and we are here for it. But congratulations on this fantastic win and for claiming the Octagon MMA lightweight belt. Moving on, we're going to take a look at Big Shot MMA 3 in Brazil, where we have 2 fights. Here we have another lightweight fight that has Cleibson Jacare with just a 3-1 record, and he's taking on Gilmar Serrano, who I literally couldn't find anything online about. I told you this week we had a ton of one-punch KOs, and as this fight just passes the first minute mark of round 1, well, this happens.
Tô vendo nesse começo de luta. Muito agressivo, Jacaré! E dormiu! Shot!
Well, at least I'm calling that a one-punch KO because that right hook absolutely turned the lights off and was all that was needed, but he did sneak in this one ground hook before the ref could get over there. He just absolutely destroys him with this right hook, and although we don't know what Serrano's record was, this is a fantastic highlight and a great win that improves Cleibson's record to a 4-1. For our second fight at Big Shot MMA 3, we have a middleweight title fight between Bruno Ferreira with a nice 7-0 record, and he's up against Adercino de Jesus, who has a 10-3 record. This is a fun one because just over a minute into the first, we see this nice takedown, and after 30 seconds and some scrambling, did anyone order a hammer fist KO?
Muito em pé, então o Bruno conseguiu excelente double leg com facilidade, ó. E sentiu ele foi.
E agora vai acabar!
I wish we had another replay angle of this one, but we don't. But as soon as Ferreira breaks free, he lands 3 deadly hammer fists that just absolutely flatline his opponent, and this fight is over. This win not only keeps his record clean at a solid 8-0, but he is your new Big Shot MMA middleweight champion. And hey, look, Charles Oliveira just so happens to be the one putting the belt on him. So congrats to Ferreira on this win, and we hope to see some more of him in the future. Up next, we're going to take a look at Matchmaker MMA 2 in Colombia, where it is time for Caposa's hand-picked submission of the week. Here we have a bantamweight matchup, and we are yet again cursed with minimal footage because this broadcast literally came back from a commercial in this position, but that's Esteban Mora in the purple shorts and with a 6-2 record, and that's Angelo Yepes in the black and yellow shorts and with an even 1-1 record. So we are just over halfway through the first round, and Mora secures this triangle, but wait, just 30 seconds later, there's more.
Esa palanca de brazo que busca otro tipo, una palanca de pierna en este momento le está buscando.
Did you see that coming? Or better question, have you ever seen someone land an inverted triangle and a knee bar at the same time? Because I sure haven't. And while the knee bar doesn't look like it hyperextended, just look at that position. That cannot be a comfortable hold to be in, and sure enough, that is all this one takes to force the tap. This one obviously won our Submission of the Week award, mainly because, yeah, who the hell lands 2 submissions like this in one? But Mora did and secures the win, improving his record to 7-2. Now we're going to visit our friends at Combate Global in Florida, where we have a featherweight bout that has Carlos Cordoba with just a 1-2 record, and he's taking on Moses Diaz with an undefeated record of 3-0. So this one only lasts 6 seconds, so yeah.
With the authorities.
Especially if they hit. It's already done.
Wow! My goodness! Wow!
An overhand right, 1 face plant, 1 weak ground and pound, an immediate dispute with the ref, and this fight is over. Diaz wasted literally no time in this one, landing these 2 jabs, only to surprise him with this overhand right that lands directly to the chin and sends him down. So even Caposa in his notes said, what else can you say? Because yeah, I mean, it doesn't get much more definitive than that, and like I noted earlier, even though Cordoba disputes with the ref after the stoppage, this was 100% the right call because he was out immediately from this overhand. But congrats to Diaz on this win and for improving his record to a clean 4-0. Off to visit Icon FC 3 in Virginia, where we have a middleweight matchup between Johnny Noland, who is just making his pro debut, and he's taking on Bo Nickel, who does train at American Top Team, but is also just making his pro debut. And we have another quick one, and I have a few things to say after, but just 33 seconds into this fight, well, someone's about to take a nap.
Such a dominant wrestler, and you can see the amount of work.
My goodness! Bo Nickel's got power, ladies and gentlemen!
Bo Nickel with the uppercut to 1-2 and 1 falling opponent, and this one is over. Now, back to where I mentioned I have more to say. This guy almost took Prospect of the Week, but Lawton, he's just making his pro debut. Why would he even be considered for that award? Well, I'm glad you asked, because alongside training at ATT, he is a 3-times NCAA Division I champion in wrestling, and a 3-times Big Ten Conference champion, and of his 2 amateur fights, his first ended in a first-round guillotine, guillotine, and the second ended with this one-punch KO. So yeah, seems like a pretty good combination of a skill set, and Nickel is one of the most decorated collegiate wrestlers to ever transition into MMA, and although he's 26 years old, which most would say is a late start, yeah, I think it's a fair assumption to say that he's in a great position to do some great things in MMA. And ultimately, we felt better with our prospect of the week given his experience, but if you're keeping a list of names to be on the lookout for, Bo Nickel is definitely one of them. Still going, we're going to visit our friends at LFA 133 in Colorado, where it is of course time for Caposa's KO of the week. Here we have a welterweight bout that sees Trey Waters with a clean 5-0 record, and his opponent, Benjamin Bennett, also has a clean 3-0 record, but a lot of amateur experience in IMAF back in 2016 and 2017. So needless to say, Bennett's experience seemed to be working heavily in his favor because for most of the fight he is dominating. And despite his clinch attempts that the ref broke up multiple times, he is just putting the heat on. So we fast forward to round 3, and either this is a lucky break or the ref was getting paid on the side. Nah, I'm just kidding. The ref definitely made the right move because there was no action, but man, talk about a convenient separation. As soon as they attempt to get back into it, Waters lands this huge knee as Bennett went for the left hook, and that is all this one takes. In a fight that Waters in no way was going to win on the judges' scorecard, this moment happens and completely flips the script. What an insane fight and turn of events, but congrats to Waters on sticking through with it, landing this beautiful knockout, and for improving his record to 6-0. And for our last fight this week, we are going to Fight Club OC 72 in Wyoming, where we have a bantamweight fight between Chase Whitmer, just making his professional debut, and he's up against Johnny Robles, who just has a 2-1 record. What better way to finish this week off with another first-round knockout? Oh, and heads up, the announcers' mics are absolutely garbage quality.
Their will on one another.
That's a crazy thing. You can do every.
Robles is out.
Yep, just over 3 minutes into this one, Whitmer throws this combination with only the final right landing, but that is all it takes to send his opponent down and out. This is yet another one this week that it just doesn't get much more cleaner than that, and Whitmer secures the win and makes a pretty great professional debut. It is a new month, which means we are starting fresh with our board of your all's favorites, KOs, subs, and prospects of the month, so make sure to stay tuned over the next few weeks as we add to this board, and don't forget to cast your votes in the comments below and I will tally them at the end of the month. And speaking of that, our 3 winners from last month are as follows. For our KO of the week, we had the most votes for this beautiful spinning wheel kick KO from Dylan Shepard that happened just 19 seconds into the second round of Fight Atlantic League 3 in Canada. We also have this rare omoplata for our submission of the month win, which was from Will Spann at CFFC 108 just a few weeks back. And our prospect of the month award goes to Manuel Souza, who got this TKO win just last week and keeps his record clean at 9-0. That's another week down, and it is always made possible by the hard work Caposa puts into these videos, so don't forget to check him out on his Twitter at Grabaka_Hitman, and you can also show him some support by checking out his Patreon at patreon.com/Caposa, and if you want to start watching these regional promotions live, check out his website at GrabakaHitman.com for weekly live schedules and all the info you need to start watching these events live. We also want to say a huge thank you to all of these amazing promotions for hosting these events year-round, and to the fighters, winners, and losers, and we will see you all on the next video. Peace!